Hey guys, Nike here. I want to do a quick little guide. So most people that are playing Guild Wars 1 now are going from, the beginning of prophecies and playing the game in order, which means the first hero that you're going to get is MOX. Now, melee heroes are pretty bad and can actually wind up getting you killed. And as a result of that, MOX, after a while, begins to become a detriment. When you first get him, when you're at Lion's Arch, he's great because he's level 20 and he just sort of one-shots all the trash mobs. But later on, as you get into the desert and the Shiver Peaks, having a melee hero is actually a detriment to your team because he over aggroes and he doesn't do a ton of damage, and et cetera, especially if you don't yet have a lot of dervish skills to give him a good melee dervish build. His default build is unfortunately quite bad. Well, what should you do to take advantage of your MOX? What I will recommend is to make him a monk, a prot monk especially. As everyone knows, going through prophecies, Elysia, not a particularly great healer, and without a protection prayers monk, which you don't get until you get to factions, Elysia, the healing is just so substandard. You really need a protection prayers monk, especially if you're a melee player. It benefits you to have one because you can micro MOX. If you are a melee player, you can force MOX to cast the prot spells on you, and then you can go in and aggro, and that will just make everything so much easier. So with that said, I want to go over the build that I recommend you give your MOX as soon as you hit Lion's Arch. And so this is basically a core prophecies build. You might have to unlock some of these skills. You might not have them by the time you get, especially if you're on your first character, you might not have them all because maybe you don't have monk skills unlocked. But it's worth your while to sort of make sure you get these skills unlocked because this build is just going to be super valuable for you. One thing I will say is MOX comes with a scythe. That's not going to be so useful in this build. So I replaced his scythe with the bonus hourglass staff. You should have the access to the bonus weapons, I believe. I don't know if they fixed that bug or not, but at some point you will. Just replace his scythe with the bonus hourglass staff, and that's totally fine. That way he at least has a staff. If you have access to just like any other random staff, if you can get one that has extending enchantment duration, that would actually be probably best in slot for this particular setup. So as you can see, the build is just 12 in healing prayers, 12 in protection prayers. Simple as that. And then we're going to put whatever else we have left in mysticism. It's not a huge deal. So going from right to left, we have Res Sig. Just having another Res Sig in the party is good. It's fine. And yeah, it's whatever. Faithful Intervention, it doesn't heal for a ton, but it's basically free. At the beginning of every mission or every map, he's just going to cast Faithful Intervention on himself, and it lasts forever until his health drops. And then it gives him a little bit of healing. It could be the difference between life and death. You have spot on your bar. You have plenty of freedom. It's part of his default build. And so you should have the skill unlocked. It should be no problem at all to have Faithful Intervention. And it won't mess up your energy or do anything like that. And it just counts as having, an extra enchantment on for anything that procs off enchantments. We're going to go with Dwayne's Kiss. This is actually going to be the healing skill. It's really the only healing skill in the build. It's got a short cooldown, and pretty much anyone he's going to heal is going to have enchantments on him because that's what he's doing. So it is going to be guaranteed to heal for 80. So it's just a little bit of helping move the bars. It's going to help Elysia do her job of keeping people's red bars go up. Shielding Hands. Obviously, this is a really good spell. It's going to, especially if you are playing melee and you micro it, this is a skill. I wouldn't necessarily disable it and micro it that way. It's not exactly what I would recommend doing. It's probably best that you do let MOX cast this one at will. The one, however, I would recommend disabling is Protective Spirit. You really don't want him willy-nilly casting Protective Spirit because it's a lot of energy, and you'd rather he saved his energy for his other skills. But microing Protective Spirit can be very, very good. If you are the tank, you can make sure that you just have Protective Spirit on you when you go in to get aggro, and that is going to help your team out so much. Mend Ailment does what it says in the tin, cures conditions, and you heal if you have a bunch of conditions on you. This is just, you know, a pretty useful skill, especially in core prophecies when you can get condition bombed, especially in the desert by all the trappers that are there. And then of course Aegis. This is going to make a world of difference. Aegis, what's going to kill you the most in Corteria, besides, you know, ether seals in the Ring of Fire, what's going to kill you the most is just when you encounter big packs of melee enemies and they just pound your team to death because you have no way to mitigate their incoming damage. They are going to be able to kill your team faster than you can kill them in some cases. Well, that changes with Aegis in the mix. He'll cast this at the beginning of the fight. Your team will essentially have 10 seconds of zero pressure, and hopefully you can come up with a plan to take out the enemies in that 10-second window. So really, that's the whole build. That's really all you need to do with it. When you get to the desert, if you are a slash monk, you can capture Word of Healing and replace Duena's Kiss with Word of Healing. That's probably a strict upgrade. And potentially later on, you can grab some Protection Prayers elites if you cap them as well. I don't know of any of them that would be so worth going out of your way to get for MOX. But yeah, so there is you know, some benefit to that because you have plenty of space on the bar, and you know, the skills are all doable. But anyway, this is the basic build. This is changing your MOX to this build will make your progression through core prophecies so much easier, and essentially keeping him as a melee dervish, you're trolling yourself, and you will regret taking him at times. So with that said, swap him to monk, give him some protection prayers, some of these good protection prayer skills, and go to town. So that's it, guys. That's it for me. Short video. I just wanted to let you guys know this. I think this is going to be very helpful for a lot of you, and you know, have fun. Any comments, anything that you could see to make this a little bit better? I'm sure there's maybe some skills that I overlooked. Maybe you want draw conditions in the build. I don't know, but leave me your thoughts below, and enjoy playing through Guild Wars 1. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.